Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Christopher Cumings, and I'm making this video today to announce my candidacy for the opportunity to represent Alaska in the United States Senate. Sounds crazy, weird, coming out of my mouth, but anyway, my mouth, which by the way is missing a crown right here. This guy fell out a couple of days ago, and haven't been able to get into the dentist. So I figured, why not? Let's just do this. This is who I am anyway, right? And speaking of who I am, I wanted to explain myself. Like, I'm on the autism spectrum, and I also have schizophrenia. So if I seem kind of awkward or really fidgety, get all excited and start talking with my hands, or just like, dude, the eye contact is the craziest hard part. Like, I don't know, do I stare right at that circle right there deep into your soul, or do I look away every once in a while? Like, where do I look away? When do I look away? How long do I look away? And then, of course, it's the same thing on the way back. When do I look back? Where do I look back? How long do I look back? So that's why I might seem a little bit goofy, but I think I got some good ideas, and I'm bringing a lot to the table. So if anybody's still watching, so anyway, if you don't mind, I'd like to take a few minutes to just let me introduce myself. Shit, where'd my notes go? Anyways, screw it. Some demographic information about me. My name is Christopher Cumings. I am 35 years old from Ketchikan, Alaska. Born and raised here. My wife Jamie and I have been together, almost 15 years, over 15 years. Our son Charlie is 7 years old, and he, like his dad, is on the autism spectrum. So life around our house is fun, interesting, chaotic at times. But I went to college at the University of Oklahoma. I got a bachelor's of arts in political science, summa cum laude. I worked my ass off for that, and then I went to law school. And law school is a different story for not right now. Anyway, my notes somewhere I know tell me that the next thing I'm supposed to tell you is what I'm not. Right, so. I am definitely not anybody important. I'm not special. I'm not, like, very successful. I'm not really successful at all, if you want to be honest. I'm not well off. I'm not well known. I'm not well connected. I'm not wealthy. I'm not a politician, or not an average politician, right? Normal politician. And yeah, I'm not the kind of person who usually does this kind of thing. And I think, like, on a basic fundamental level, that's one of those, like, big problems with American democracy, is the system isn't made for people like us, people like me, people like you, to do things like this. The support isn't there. The system just, yeah, I mean, it's raging against the machine, I guess. So, like people like us, I mentioned that. What do I mean when I say people like us? So when I say that, I'm talking about people like us, people who live paycheck to paycheck, people who have medical bills they'll never pay, people who, I mean, like, having to choose between gas, meds, and groceries. Like, how do you do that? You know? Um, People who have student loans they'll never be able to pay, and like me, are embarrassed to talk about. Parents like us who have had to go through the IEP BS just to get their kids the help they need to learn, just like anybody else, right? And so this is where my notes, I went off track. um, anyway, so let me tell you a little bit, like, just laid out. Part of me about what I'm trying to do is just, like, be honest and transparent. That's what our country's craving right now. So, like I said, I'm on the autism spectrum, and my technical other diagnosis is schizoaffective disorder, which is a combination of schizophrenia and bipolar. So I take psychiatric meds. Lamictal changed my life. I wouldn't be doing this right here if I didn't take that. Um, I've been in counseling. I've been suicidal. I've been locked up involuntarily because I was a harm to myself and or other people. Um, I I don't know why I'm. Anyway, I'm also a recovering opiate addict. Well, honestly, I liked all drugs, but opiates were my drug of choice, as they say. I've been arrested more times than I know. I've been to rehab 3 times. The last time I went to rehab, I saw somebody OD and die and get hauled out in a body bag, and so I take Suboxone now, and it's completely changed my life. I feel like the kind of person I was before I started doing drugs, like that ambitious, smart, talented, goofy kind of guy, who's not miserable and grumpy and pissed off at the world all the time. um, and so, you know, I'm not I'm not just my past. I'm not just the fuck ups and the bad decisions, broken promises, and I don't need to go into all that. I, I honestly I wouldn't trade my past for anything. It's made me the person who I am today, and like that kind of stuff, that falling down to rock bottom, rolling around in the gutter, and then after the fifth, sixth, eighth, 28th chance, finally getting the right kind of help, the hands up to do something like this, to learn some resilience, some resourcefulness, some freaking courage. I never would have had those kind of things without going down there, without going to rock bottom. And so that's what Congress needs, That's what DC needs. That's what our country needs, is people who have been there and done that, like have street cred. I don't know what else to call it. Um, and another reason, really important reason to me, besides addiction, mental health, is a social safety net. Without food stamps, unemployment, DVR, without Medicaid, again, I wouldn't be here trying to do this. Like Medicaid is a really cool example. It helped me get on meds, go to rehab, get on Suboxone, get my physical health in order, and it got me to the point where I was stable enough to actually find work. It worked like it was supposed to. I got off of all forms of public assistance, and the cool part about Medicaid is that it actually created a job for me. It didn't just save my body, it saved my wallet too. Like today, I work at a local nonprofit. We serve people with the elderly and people with Jesus, developmental disabilities. And yeah, I mean, Medicaid, without Medicaid, again, job wouldn't be there. I wouldn't be here. And I want to make sure that help is there for the next person who needs it, to protect it, to improve it, enhance it, enlarge it. It works, but it's tough. It's like every day people in DC make decisions, life and death decisions that when they're wrong cause people to suffer, cause people to die, cause people to get sick, cause people to struggle, stress, and strain, and just what happens. We see the results: the opiate epidemic, suicides. Anyway, and I'm here to try to not just bring awareness. I'm here to try to change it. I want to win. I want to take my ideas, my experience, and the experience of the people I've met along the way and that have helped me along the way, and bring that to DC. And I think, sometimes it only takes one person or a couple of people to radically change a group, and I guess that's kind of what I'm trying to do on some level. I guess the last thing I wanted to say, and I practice this speech for 6 months. I don't know. I'm embarrassed to probably admit how long I have been practicing, and I've never figured out how to bring up the topic of money and politics and asking for money, especially. I mean, we're in a freaking global pandemic. How can I ask for cash for my, Senate campaign when people are can't pay rent, can't even, can't buy food, can't buy gas, can't buy groceries. Like, it's hard, and I don't really know what the answer is. The only way I can rationalize it right now is by just reminding myself I'm trying to advocate and bring forth the kind of systemic structural changes that will prevent this kind of thing from happening again. So yeah, I guess I need some money on. You can't do anything in American politics without it. But there is one thing that I think I would value that would help my campaign even more than money, and that is social media engagement, clicks, likes, shares, retweets, comments, angry faces if you hate what I'm doing. I don't know. Create your own content. That would be really cool. Uh, and so, I don't know. I kind of saved this last line for the end because it's my favorite part of everything I practice, but I didn't want to offend anybody. Like, I guess the way I see it, the fundamental basic premise of my campaign is that I'm just some fucking guy. I'm just some, average ass Alaskan, gender neutral, living like you, wanting like you, needing like you, worrying like you, loving like you, succeeding like you. Um, we our country is desperate for people like us. That populism, man. I haven't said much about politics or policy. I really just wanted to introduce myself, let you kind of figure out how weird I really am. Hopefully, I've got something. I said something that you liked. I don't know. At least gave you a good laugh. Something that's not coronavirus, coronavirus related. Because I know, what else are you gonna talk about, right? Anyway, I'm gonna wrap up now. I'm starting to ramble, and I could keep doing this for another 35 minutes. So, thank you. Remember, my name is Christopher Cumings, running for U.S. Senate in the state of Alaska. We're gonna get some more content up really quick. I just wanted to get the conversation started. Say hey, show you my missing teeth. Thanks.